What is up, guys? It's Alex and I'm back here with another car video. Now in today's video, I'm gonna be going over some cool / weird features on my Porsche that you guys may or may not know of. Now the last time I did a video like this, there was a lot of hate because I guess I went over some features that weren't that unique. So some of these features might not just be unique to Porsche, maybe other automakers do this also, but hey, I found them cool / weird, so I'm gonna just go over them. All right, let's get started. All right, so for the first weird feature, we're gonna hop into the interior of this car. Now most of you guys probably already know about this, but for Porsches, instead of having a push button start or having the key on the right side, they actually have it on the left side, and that's because of racing heritage. And I know I've been over this already, and I'm probably sure you guys have heard the story about the racing heritage, and that's why they do it. But another thing that I thought was cool / weird is if you have Porsche keyless entry, they have a fake key fob in there, and apparently fake key fob can be taken out. So I've never done this before, but I read instructions online on how to take this key fob out, so we're gonna do that together right now. So normally to turn this car on, you would put your foot on the brake and turn the key fob to the right. But if you don't have your key fob with you and you try to do that, it will say key not found, change key position. And apparently if you do this multiple times, it's gonna say you can't find it, and then you can take this key fob out. And this is the first time I did that and it worked, so that's pretty cool. So if you guys look now, there's actually no fake key fob in there anymore, and I took it out. So if you guys ever wanna take this key fob out, and maybe, you know, you can order a different color one or anything, you can just take it out by not having your key on you and turning the key twice, and then it'll just remove itself. And I'm not sure, but I think I can put the original key in there, so I'm gonna try doing that as well. So now that I've taken out the fake key fob, I can actually grab my real key and actually put it in where the fake key fob was and turn my car on with that. So if you guys didn't know about that, now you do, that you can actually remove your fake key fob and use your real key as the way to turn on your car. And I'm pretty sure that's just in there just in case your key battery dies, but there's also a thing in the instructions on how to remove this, and you have to like use a special tool. But if you don't have your key on you, you just turn this 2 to 3 times and then it'll pop out itself. So if you guys want an easy way to remove it, you can do that. All right, I had to move the car in the garage because it's like 98 degrees outside and I couldn't handle it. So we're back in the garage now. All right. So the next feature I want to talk to you guys about is the memory option in this car. Now, a lot of cars have a memory option nowadays. You know, you can press the button and it memorizes where your seat was and it puts it back. But what's cool about the memory option is it doesn't just memorize where your seat was. It memorizes a lot of stuff. So if you guys look over here, we have actually 3 different memory options. We have the set option, the first, the second, and the key option. And what the key option does, it actually remembers which key you have. So right now I have my key, and when I press this button, it will set the car to wherever this key is saved to. And let's say my dad has his own key for this car. If he presses this, it will remember which key he has, and it will set whatever options he has. So as I mentioned earlier, this doesn't just memorize like your seat position. This actually memorizes a lot of other stuff. So for one example, it's the gauge cluster. So if you guys look at this gauge right here, we have boost. We have the amount of boost we're making, we have the coolant temperature, the oil temperature, and the oil pressure. But this gauge is actually really customizable. You can actually change, you know, what you want to show on this gauge. So if you have a memory option set for this gauge, it will actually return like whatever you want. So instead of showing maybe oil pressure, we can show battery voltage. And if that's saved on there, it will show that instead. I think is the coolest part is actually the AC settings. So right now, if you guys look at the AC, it's set to like 76. You know, it's on low temperature or whatever. But if I press this button right here for the key, which is the key I have, and I press this button, it actually changes the settings back to what I had set it to. And you guys are probably like, well, what's the benefit of having the car remember, you know, your temperature settings? Well, let's say it's winter time right now, and I turn my car on and it's 65, and my car turns on and it's blasts like 65 AC and it's just blasting cold air in my face in the middle of winter. We wouldn't want that. So you can actually do is, you know, you can set the temperature to 80, set it and save it to the memory. So next time you turn your car on, it'll turn it on to like 80 degrees, no AC, and then, you know, the car will start warming up. It won't blow like cold air and AC in your face. So that's actually a really cool feature that it memorizes, you know, your seat position, it memorizes all your save settings, and it memorizes your temperature settings. And I personally don't know many other cars that do that. You know, my mom's Range Rover doesn't do that. There might be other cars that do this, but any other car that I've been in, this is the first I've seen that it memorizes all these other features and not just like the seat position. So I think that's pretty cool. Now let's go over the third weird / cool feature I found in this car. Now, if you guys have owned a Porsche before, you might know about this and you might not. When you put the windows down in this car and you try to open the car door, the window actually goes up a little bit. And I believe they do this so like when you're opening the door, it doesn't like make any like weird noises with like the rubber rubbing on each other. I'm not really sure why it does that, but the window actually goes up a little bit when you open the door, and when you close the door it goes back down. So here, I'll show you what I mean. So as you guys can see now, the window is down, but when I try to open the door, the window goes up a little bit and it just stays up until you close the door again, and then it goes back down. Again, I'm not really sure why it does that. If you guys do know why the windows do that, let me know, but I thought it was a cool feature that I was like, why is my window going up? So let's go over to the next cool feature of this car, and that's going to be the wing in the back. So for the wing in the back, it actually deploys manually or automatically. So it deploys automatically after you go, I think, above like 70 miles an hour, and most cars do that, and you can deploy manually just by pressing the button right here. So if you guys look, the button right now is deployed, but what I find is cool is you can actually choose the position of the wing. So if I press this button right now, if I want to have the wing completely down, I have to hold the button for like 2 seconds and the wing will go completely down. But if I just press the button for maybe a couple seconds and I let go, it'll start beeping like this, and I'll actually lower the wing, but only to a certain point. So right now, if I go outside, the wing is actually lowered a little bit, but it's not lowered all the way. So you can actually choose between like 2 to 3 different positions that you want the wing in. You can have it max height, medium height, or all the way down. So I'm gonna go outside, I'm gonna record it, and I'm gonna show you what I mean by the wing being at different heights. Alright, now I'm gonna get to the final weird feature. Now this last one actually isn't a feature, but it's actually like a cool tip, and I actually got this tip from one of you guys in the comment section. So I made a video before about like all the things I dislike about this car, and one of the things I disliked about this car was closing the rear trunk, because when you close the rear trunk on this car, you have to really like force it down, or you have to like push on it and then you get fingerprints all over the back of the trunk. But there's actually another solution to closing the trunk. So if I open the trunk right now, the way I would have to close it is grab this and like force it down and use a lot of force to close it. But one of you guys actually made a suggestion, and you said, hey, if you open the door just a little bit and try to close the trunk, it makes it a lot easier. So this last one is actually a tip for any of you guys that didn't know this, because I didn't know this. But if you just open the door a little bit, I guess it helps with like the air pressure, and then you can just literally close this trunk so easily. Like it just closes super easily and nicely. You don't have to force it down or have to worry about getting your fingerprints on the back of it. So if any of you guys own a Cayman and you're getting annoyed with closing the trunk because it has that difficulty, just open the door a little bit and it'll close the trunk really easily. Alright, so that's gonna do it for today's video. Those were all the like cool / weird features I could really find online about this car, or that I found on my own. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of other features that I didn't mention. So if you guys actually do know any other features about this car, or Porsches in general, that I didn't mention, put them down in the comments below, and maybe I'll make another video and add on to this. And I know there's gonna be some of you guys in the comment section that are gonna be like, these aren't even unique features, like I know plenty of cars that do the same thing. But these are some pretty unique features that I could find about this car. But if you guys like this video and if you guys learned something new, don't hesitate to hit that like button. If you guys want to see more videos like this, you can that subscribe button. And yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys learned something new. See you guys next time. Peace.